Welcome, everyone, to the Fatty Patty 2x4 channel. Alright, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys are well. I have upgraded my mic situation, so now I can actually whisper to you guys and you can actually hear me. But what we're going to actually be doing is I have this problem with alarm clocks. So the ones that I bought aren't the greatest. So I am tired of dealing with the modern alarm clocks. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these vintage alarm clocks and we're gonna turn them into guitar amps. Because I think it'd be really fun to play through, like knock the family out, kick them out of my room when I wanna play through my alarm clock. All right, so I got this alarm clock. This one's for the bedroom. And I think it looks really cool. It reminds me of That 70s Show. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys ever owned one of these Panasonic vintage alarm clocks, but it has a big speaker on the top. So I'm kind of excited about this one. This is more of like a kid friendly, but it just has a speaker right here, which could be kind of big. And I could also probably replace the speaker. I don't know too much because I haven't been in here. This is the first time I'm looking at this and I'm just so excited. But essentially, all I think you need to do is just connect it to one of these connections. This one actually does take a battery, but that is just to keep it, like, so if the power goes out, the alarm clock will actually stay on. But let me bring you a little closer. Let me show you what we're about to do. All right, essentially we want to make sure that everything is working properly. I can see that the alarm is working good and the settings are working pretty good. We just want to see if there's a signal through the radio. So that's AM. This is FM. All right, so that is working properly. So I could hook it up either to AM or FM, and I'll show you that later. And that's how you're gonna send the signal through this little radio. All right, the alarm is working on this one. It is quite unique. I don't know what these all for, but this is how you're gonna connect the output jack into the radio right here. And so that is working. This also works with the sleep button. If you want to go to sleep, you just press the button. So you have an easy connection. So if you want to jam out, you just like, super simple. They do have the control layouts up here, which is really nice. I thought that was kind of cool how it's hidden. And then this is what I was talking about, is the battery compartment down here is just for the clock, you know? So if the power goes out, you have the option to have a battery in there, which is kind of cool. I'll also test it probably to see if you could just make this a battery powered guitar amp. I don't know, something to think about. Okay. And then that it is working properly. I am happy you could see the clock and it looks like things are working. You could change the times very easily. So that's cool. It's time to go to 7-Eleven now. All right, I've removed the lid from the top of it and I've cleaned it. And then I think I'm gonna replace the speaker because this has seen better days. It is not in the best condition. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little water damage and the cone is a little messed up. Essentially, I wanna remove the control for the radio. So I'm gonna desolder the radio so that it doesn't interfere with the input, and I am just gonna attach wires from the back here for in and out so it goes into AM. So we're gonna start desoldering this electronic here, and I'm essentially just gonna show you guys one, you know? Yeah, we're basically just gonna heat these up. You need one of these suckers. You need one of these suction cup things. You can get a cheap one just like I have here. or you could get a really expensive one. It doesn't really matter. You just need something that will be able to desolder the old solder. You just want to be very, very patient and heat those up there. It looks like there is quite a few here. Now that we got that piece out, this is the radio. We don't need that. Oh, there you go. I see it. Ooh, it's a close one. Okay, I got it out. Pretty cool. Pretty happy. So I thought that would be useful for TonePod, but that is actually what's controlling the radio. Okay, it took me forever to figure out where I was gonna get the output jack to be soldered onto this electronics, but I ended up soldering to these lugs. I don't even know what switch this is. We'll look at that as we come out, but I have no idea what switch I have ended up connecting it to. All right, I thought I would connect it here, but I ended up connecting it here on the circuit board. The circuit board went into the on and off switch, which makes sense now. All right, I'm gonna button this up and clean this up. All right, guys, the clock actually still works, but the control to run the guitar through didn't actually work. What was having a problem was this chip. There's this chip on the top of it. I removed it, I pulled it out, and then there was no signal. Because when I was trying to, that was the only place I would set the output jack, and I would get a signal when the chip was actually installed. But for some reason, it's just not working. So what I'm gonna do is just button this up. This works. It's just not gonna work for the video. All right, I'm gonna show you what it sounds like. I have a SM57 and I have a grunge pedal right here because it's not as loud as I want it to be. So this is what it sounds like. All right, in this segment, we're just gonna run them through some pedals. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, like as usual, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of me turning these into guitar amps. However, I wasn't able to turn this one in. A lot of times I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just tinkering. But like I've said before in the past, and especially during the comments, anything I build, I could build you. So everything is in the description. Let me know what you guys thought of this one. This will be going into the living room. I am really excited because this one is broken now and I have to figure out especially what is gonna go in the bedroom because this is not actually gonna fit in the spot that I thought would fit. So we're just gonna digress. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful week and I'll see you guys in the next one.